Well, hello and good evening. This evening I wanted to talk a little bit about the yogic concept of surrender and do a related practice with you. So when you think of the word surrender, it might have a lot of strings attached in kind of our Western mindset of surrendering to an outside force. And in the yogic concept of surrender, we think less about surrendering to something and more like taking our own power and bringing it inside, kind of surrendering all these little tensions, these little threads that we have that are, maybe hang-ups or emotional tendrils or just little nagging thoughts. So surrender in yoga is not giving up to something, it's kind of choosing the power to, give up things that don't serve us. So for this practice, we kind of work in the heart to get really big, to imagine a sense of spaciousness. And we'll work our way breathing from nose to throat down into the heart. We'll try to find that space, and then we'll work a little bit kind of on our mental, spiritual level, just working to notice when things come up, these nagging bits that our mind wants to tell us that are always so important. And we'll just kind of choose this time to see what we can let go of, to see what we can surrender. So finding your seat, whatever is most comfortable for you, as long as you can have a nice tall spine, nice easy shoulders. And just kind of make this agreement with your mind that you have taken this time to meditate, to turn within, making an agreement that there's no right or wrong, just knowing things will come up in your mind, and it's a bonus that you noticed them. Using each distraction as an opportunity to come back to our practice. And once you've made that kind of deal with your mind, we'll start to soften a little more. So usually when we're thinking, when we're visualizing, we feel some kind of activity in the muscles of the eyes and the forehead. So just take a moment to breathe into your face. Just really seeing if you can experience that softening in the forehead, the eyebrows, the eye muscles, the jaw. And just by knowing what this feels like to relax the face, maybe you can more easily notice when the face tenses up later. Coming back to our practice when that happens, and just re-softening, reopening. So beginning to find this path of breath into the heart. Feeling each of these inhalations wash into the nose, wash up over the face. Each exhalation, another chance to soften. Notice what you find as you breathe into your throat. We can carry tension anywhere in the body. Sometimes we notice little lumps in the throat that are just kind of maybe emotionally based that we could swallow once or twice, loosen up muscles. And noticing what it's like to experience breath in the top of your chest. Take care that you are still breathing naturally, softly into your belly. But letting your awareness rest around your heart. What does it feel like to breathe awareness into your heart? Noticing what you might be carrying that you feel on a physical level. We will not try to analyze or give energy to these little bits of tension we feel. Instead, we're just going to work to find space around them. Finding this sense of expansion. Each breath trickling into the heart. Imagining that there's more and more room inside. There's no right or wrong way to experience this, but you could imagine it as the Grinch who stole Christmas, the heart expanding kind of out to the confines of the body. Maybe just as a sense of glowing light shining brighter. And we'll give the mind one thing to rest its meditative focus on. I invite you to choose that one thing related to the breath or the heart. What catches your attention as you breathe? As you breathe into this openness, is it the sound of your breath that you notice first? Is it the sensation of your muscles breathing? Maybe this imagined sense of expansion is enough for your awareness. Maybe even a simple mantra like breathing in hum and breathing out sa. So just choosing one of these objects of focus. Seeing if you can notice the instant that a distraction comes into your mind. Each time, remembering the arrangement you made with yourself, surrendering that thought or that emotion and coming back to your focus point. As if you were staring with your awareness at one point of focus and just noticing when a thought is kind of creeping in around the edges. Breathing yourself a little bigger than that thought and coming back to that point of focus, whatever you might have chosen. Maybe your mind has seized upon something that is really current, really reoccurring in your life right now. Just seeing if you can kind of smile that away, even. This sense of power you have of surrendering, breathing yourself bigger, and knowing that you can come back to this thought, this problem later with a fresh sense of perspective. Maybe you become so distracted by your mind that you're even kicking yourself or judging this meditation practice. Smile, breathe bigger, come back to whatever you might have been focusing on before. Re-softening the face. Just imagine yourself floating in this space you've made in the heart. Letting you and your point of meditative focus be enough. Maybe even feeling a sense that in this space, all the tendrils of tension in your life have disconnected, have shriveled away from this space you've made. Able to see thoughts as they start to creep in, but before they even take root. Breathing back into your practice. We're going to use this openness to just find an end to our practice with some tension release breaths. Tension release breaths, if that did not come out clearly. So just bringing your hands off to your sides, regaining a tall spine if you've slouched at all, and feeling just your fingertips touching the floor on either side of you or your chair, or even just hovering out in space. Re-soften the face, taking a breath into the heart. But this time, as you exhale, imagine your breath able to spill down your arms and out of your hands. Each breath in, washing into the nose, the throat, the heart. Each breath out, spilling down the arms, out of the hands. If you have a favorite metaphor for this practice already, go for it. If you're not familiar, you might just imagine breaths of clean water flushing out this space we've made in the heart as it flows in. washing the heart and then spilling all the goo, the residue out of the arms, out of the hands. Just a few more of these flushing breaths. Imagine any of your unneeded psychic tensions washing away from the mind, from the heart, from the body, spilling out into the earth. Just finishing up with one more great cleansing breath in. Letting it all go with your breath out. Wiping or flicking away any residue. Bringing your hands back to rest. And just letting go of any sense of active practice, of any sense of strained breathing, if that was something you experienced. So just gently blinking your eyes open. Well, I hope you got some experience of surrender. It's something we can only really get little doses of now and again. And I suppose the goal being to find that surrendered state whenever we need it, but that takes lots and lots of practice. So thank you for this little bit of practice with me this evening. Namaste.